Hey there. Welcome, my friends. Today we are going to be chatting about lessons I've learned over the last 10, 15, 20 years on entrepreneurship and leadership. Let's get started. Hello there once again, friends. Welcome to the 30. I am Patrick Jackman. I am your host. I want to thank you for joining me. This is our 24th episode of the 30 with Patrick Jackman. Wow, 24 episodes, not years, but episodes. So we have something special in store for you tonight. I'm going to take a step back. And I'm actually going to be talking and giving you some lessons I've learned. There's so many lessons I've learned over these years as an entrepreneur and a leader. And I want to give you just a couple of them. If time permits, we'll talk about 2 or 3 of them. And then I'm going to ask you to reserve a spot for our lunch and learn. And we're going to have that on Tuesday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll be covering some more of the lessons I've learned. I've also have a guest and line up. But it's an opportunity for all of us to come together and basically connect. It's about connection, development, and engagement. So we'll be talking more about that as we move forward. You know, I guess if you've been, our viewers, if you've been with us for the past 24 episodes, I want to take this time to really thank you. Because you've been there, you've sent us some comments, you've also suggested the shows and topics that we should have. So I want to personally thank you for being so supportive of the 30. I see my Aunt Maureen from Canada, she's in on the chat. Hey, Auntie, thanks for tuning in all the way from Canada, well, just over the border. But thank you so very much. And for our viewers, I want to thank you. Truly, truly thank you. You have been so good to us. If this is your first time viewing our show, this is the 30. And this is a production, of course, of the Jackman Group LLC. And this is where we come together every Thursday and we focus on bringing guests on and interviewing them around entrepreneurship, leadership. We also bring them around personal and professional development. But tonight, I'm going to take a step back because there's so much that I have to share that I want to really spend some time with you over the next 25 or 30 minutes and let you know. But before I do that, let's let you know about who our sponsor is. Of course, our sponsor is C-Rays of C-Rays, Cindy of C-Rays Thought Pops, and you have seen me put these up. Hello, hello. We love you so much. And you can get those from C-Rays Thought Pops. And C-Ray has been awesome. I'm going to drop her information, Cindy, in the comments, and I'm also going to give you her website so that you can contact her. Order from the website, but these are great for engagement. I use them all the time in my meetings, in my trainings, and they are just fun, especially in this time that we're in a very serious time. And some people are down and depressed, but if you pop one of these up, I'm telling you, and in a meeting, you always get a smile. I always get someone smiling. So it brings joy to all of us. So thank you to our sponsor, C-Rays Thought Pops. So let's get started. You know, as I mentioned, this is our 24th episode. 24 episode. Before that, we actually had something else, another show called Pause Break 30. And we did that for about 2 months. And that was during the time that New York State was on pause due to COVID and what was going on here in New York State. So we're probably, if we were to count this one and pause break 30, we're probably closer to maybe 35 episodes or more. But 24 is a milestone. Now, next week, we're going to take next Thursday off, but we're going to be back on December 6th, and we're going to have a huge show for you. And we're going to bring some of our guests back. We're going to have a big celebration. It will probably be the 30 times 2, meaning that we'll probably go 60 minutes for that celebration, because we have lots of things that we're going to share with you, a new setup. We're also going to have some giveaways, allow you to earn some gifts, so what we call swag. So that is on December 6th. One of the things that I've learned over my years of entrepreneurship and as a leader, what you don't know is that the Jackman Group LLC, maybe some of you do know, actually some of you do know, and that's the company that is behind this show. We formed that company in 2010. So this year, December, will be 10 years that we are in operation for the Jackman Group LLC. And the focus of that company, we are a training and development firm. And what we do is that we specialize in leadership development, training, team enhancement, coaching and development, executive coaching and development. And we also specialize in organizational strategic planning. So that's what we do from a company standpoint. And over the years, there are a number of lessons that I've learned in that business and other business ventures that I've been in, and things that I succeeded in, and there are things that I've failed at, right? So that's one of the things, when you decide to branch out on your own, you're taking a risk. There's some things that you will fail. I'll tell you, I've probably failed at so many things, made so many mistakes along the way. And I can share with you the mistakes that I've made to try to stop you from making those kind of mistakes. But there's a lot of mistakes that I've made along the way. And I look back now and I says, these things only made me stronger. I've failed in businesses. I've failed in things that I've done. And those things will always make you stronger. Someone asked me about 2 weeks ago, what am I most passionate about? And there are probably 4 or 5 things that I'm really passionate about. And I'll tell you those 4 things or 5 things. The first one is I'm passionate about Christ. I'm passionate about my relationship with God. That's number 1 in my life. Secondly, I'm passionate about my family, my immediate family and my extended family. Third, I'm passionate about serving. And serving can take many different aspects. So that passion comes in terms of serving others, whether it's in business, whether it's in ministry, whether it's serving someone on the street. But I'm very passionate about serving people. And the next thing that I'm passionate about is entrepreneurship. So those basically 4 things that I'm passionate about: my relationship with God, my family, serving others, and entrepreneurship. So today I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship and leadership. So those are a couple of things. If you were to put entrepreneurship and leadership, those are 2 things I would say, number 4, that I'm passionate about. So looking back this year, if we look at the Jackman Group, and we've always done training in person. That was my comfort zone. That was our comfort zone. We excelled in training in person because of the type of training that we did. Well, came COVID-19, right, in March, and everything shut down. So our customers weren't doing any business. We couldn't train in person. So our business came to a screeching halt. We pretty much was temporarily shut down. So what does that mean to us? So no income. So think about it, right? If there's no business, there's no income. Bottom line. So as a result, we had to do something different. Now, about 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, some good friends of mine, and they're also a client of ours, Ray and Kara, and they have a tremendous online marketing business. So they were telling me, hey, Patrick, you have to move some of your training online. I was like, yeah, sure. Because I knew what we specialize in was more in-person training. So I kind of dabbled in the online piece, but never really took it serious. Well, until COVID-19. So we had to make a decision as to what we're going to do. So as a result, as opposed to being in person, we now had to shift, pivot, and take our training online. Now, here's something that you may not know. This is not my comfort zone. I don't like being in front. I'm more comfortable behind the scenes. Although when I'm training, I'm up front on the platform. But being online is not the most comfortable thing to me. That's not what I would prefer. However, with COVID, we had to pivot. I always use a quote, growth is only experience, and you may want to write this down. Growth is only experience when you make the decision to step out of your comfort zone. So think about that, right? Growth is only experience when you decide or make a decision to step out of your comfort zone. So I really had to step out of my comfort zone. And this is lesson number 1 for you. You cannot grow until you decide to step out of your comfort zone. When you are in your little bubble, you're not growing. It feels good. Everything is good for you, but you are not growing. So I had to step out of my comfort zone and not liking online and not wanting to take the training online, but I was forced because of the pandemic to step out of my comfort zone. So that's lesson number 1. So think about this. How are you growing? Are you growing? Are you stepping out of your comfort zone? Have you grown this year? If you have not grown this year, and if you have not stepped out of your comfort zone, well, there's something wrong, right? Because I look at this year is the year of growth. Because we cannot be the same that we were in January or February of 2020. If we are the same individuals, guess what? You have not grown, and you will not get the results that you deserve to have if you have not grown, right? Cindy Ray says growing pains. Absolutely. So growth, lesson number 1, in order to grow, you have to make the decision to step out of your comfort zone. That's number 1. Another personal example for us. We sponsor or we host what's called Man-to-Man, the Candid Conversation Conference. And this is specifically for men. And this is where we will bring, and this is our 2nd year. We started it last year, 2019. And this is to help educate and empower and encourage all men of all backgrounds, of all races, and help them and give them the tools to accomplish their goals spiritually, professionally, and personally. Now, we did that in April of last year. We were scheduled to do it April of this year, 2020. Well, guess what? Everything was closed down in March. So as a result, or what we had planned for April 2020 didn't happen. So we had to make a pivot. Again, step out of our comfort zone. I knew nothing about virtual events. I just saw some of the things online, but I was online one day on Facebook and I saw an ad. And the ad was saying about virtual events for virtual events, teaching you how to do a virtual event. And that event was for 3 days. And I invested in that event, and that was probably the most single, I would say probably the most single best investment that I've made in a very long time. Because not only was it an investment in me, but it was an investment in our business. It was an investment in our future. And I've met some tremendous people out of that weekend event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was an investment financially, but it was also an investment of time. But the rewards were great. And I thank Barry and Blue and the Sage crew for putting that on, because we had to make a pivot, again, moving out of our comfort zone of being in person and being around men, right? And now we had to switch and put this thing online and make it a virtual event. But guess what? Because of stepping out of our comfort zone, the event was fantastic. And we had one guy from Hawaii, one guy from Guam. We had guys from Barbados. We had guys from down south, from California, from Georgia. So we had a great event because we stepped out of our comfort zone, right? So lesson number one, again, in order to grow, you have to step out of your comfort zone. I'm going to give you lesson number two. Here's it. So I told you that I met some awesome people. And I met Cindy Ray there, and we are strategic partners now. She's our sponsor of this broadcast. You'll see in the comments field, Pam Harrison. I met Pam there. And I met another strategic partner, Sabrina Tika. And she was instrumental in key in making sure that man-to-man, the Candid Conversation Conference was a success. She was our consultant. She built part of what we had to do in terms of a dashboard, a tremendous help. So lesson number two. If you are a leader, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are in business for yourself, guess what? You cannot do it alone. I've tried it, and some things I've succeeded at, other things I've failed at. But you are going to need people, and they're going to need you. That's what we call strategic partnership, right? A great example is Cindy Ray. Now, if I didn't meet Cindy Ray, I wouldn't have known about the Thought Pops. And guess what? Out of that event, she turned a business, right? Out of that one event, she started her business, C. Ray's Thought Pops. Strategic partnerships. So now I'm partnered with her. I hear from Pam when my lighting is not right or the background is not good. I've also partnered now with Sabrina, and we'll be doing some things with her, and she'll be doing some things with us. So strategic partnerships. So you cannot do it alone. You need people, and they need you. So you're looking for people, and they're looking for you. So look for strategic partnerships, people that you can help, and by helping them, they'll end up helping you. So these are things that you have to know. Trust me. I tried to do it all alone. Couldn't do it. Not to the extent that I wanted to. So look for strategic partners. Look for people that probably know more than you. Because these people that I'm with, that I'm partnered with, they know more than I do. So I look to them for knowledge. I look to them for guidance. I look to them for help. And by that help, and I hope that I can help them. So it's not so much in terms of taking, but it's also in terms of giving, because you give of yourself. You give of yourself. So that's lesson number 2. And I'm going to throw some of these comments up here. So Cindy Ray said, thank you so much. We're honored to sponsor with you. Thank you, Cindy Ray. Cindy Ray, my Aunt Maureen, she says, people and brands are needed. Partnerships, absolutely. Pam said it was a great event. Great. Thank you, guys. So if you have any questions for me as I go through this, drop them in a comments field and I'll answer them for you. I'm so fired up because this is something that I'm very passionate about. I don't really come from behind the scenes and talk like this, but I felt that this was the time for me to really do more of a one-on-one as opposed to having an interview, especially for our 24th episode. So we talk about lesson number 1, getting out of your comfort zone. Lesson number 2, strategic partnerships. Let's move on to lesson number 3 that I've learned. And I tried to narrow it down. First, I started with 15. I narrowed it down to 10. I narrowed it down to 5. And I said, something, let me give 3. So here's the next one. The third lesson that I'm going to talk about tonight is this. We talked about strategic partnerships. We talked about needing partners. The third one is you need a coach. You need a coach or mentor. I've always had a mentor, but I never had a coach. There's a difference, right? You may say, well, what's the difference? A mentor, so they're personal mentors, they're professional mentors. A coach to me is someone in your field that can guide you, that can help you. They're not going to tell you really what to do. They're going to direct you. They're going to ask you a series of questions. When we coach people, one of the things that I sit down first and foremost is to find out what their goals are. When you're looking for a coach, you want to start with that. What are your goals? Right? So make sure that you have what your goals are first. What do you hope to accomplish? What's your desired outcome? Right? Whether it's becoming a more effective leader, whether it's becoming more efficient in your process, whether it's learning more on the digital side or the tech side, but what are you looking for your coach to help you with? So you need to identify that first and foremost. And invest in yourself by investing in a coach. Don't go to a coach and expect the coach to do it for free. That's not a coach. That's probably a friend. But you want a professional coach that have your best interests at heart and is willing to pour into you and be honest with you. If you're doing it right, if you're on the right track, keep going. If you're on the wrong track, let you know that you're on the wrong track. And as someone who is being coached or being trained, you need to be open to receive the feedback. So I've been looking for a coach, probably, I would say maybe June, July timeframe. And I look at different people. I looked at the large names out there, and I almost, on 2 occasions, I almost invested with these individuals. And these were large, big name people. And I said, let me get involved in them. But after I prayed on it, and the word came back, no, that's not the right person for you. So what I did now, I looked at the people around me, and I looked at what they were pouring into me, right, without having anything in return. And I selected the right person that I know will take me and our business to the next level. So get a coach. And she sent me the proposal, the amount, and I said, let's go. Because I know from gaining that knowledge, it's going to help me personally. It's going to help me professionally. It's going to help our business. And from that investment, and I don't mind investing in a coach because the return is going to be great. So if you look for a coach, make sure it's someone that lines up with what you believe in first and foremost, someone that has your best interests at heart, and someone that's willing to tell you, Patrick, you're going down the wrong track. Right? Someone that is willing to tell you no, someone that's willing to say, try something else. I would advise you to go this route. But the key here is that it has to be someone that aligns with your beliefs. For me, it was someone that aligns spiritually, first and foremost, professionally, from a business standpoint, and personally. Someone that has character and someone that has integrity, because those two are critical for me, and someone that is loyal. So as you do these things, as you look at a coach, I want you to examine these people and say, do they line up with what I believe in? And can they take me to the next level? That's the other thing, right? Is that you want them to take you to the next level because you invested in, you've given them an investment, and your hope now is that you're looking for a return. But don't worry about the investment, because if you have the right kind of coach, you'll get the returns. So I hope this was helpful. I know it's a short time. It's about 2 minutes left. But I hope these 3 lessons that I've learned, as I said, I got a whole lot more. And I want to share with you even more lessons. And I'll be doing that through our Lunch and Learn. I'll be doing that into some of the things that we'll do in 2021. But I just want to drop these 3 items on you. Again, number 1, get out of your comfort zone if you truly want to grow. Number 2, partner up with some strategic partners where you pour into them, you help them, and they help you. And last but not least, get a coach that has integrity, that has character, that is like-minded, and is willing to spend the time with you to help you get to the next step. So I hope this was helpful. I want to thank you once again. Let me give you some things that are coming up, and I'm going to drop this in the comments field. Our next Lunch and Learn, and here it is here, but I also put it in the comments field for you. Our next Lunch and Learn is Tuesday, November 24th, and our Lunch and Learns is 12 noon to 1 p.m. So you need to reserve your seat. So the link is there. I'm going to put the link in the comments field. Click on it. All right. Make sure that you reserve your space and your seat, and you need to be there. One of my friends says here, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's go-to. That's when you start to succeed. Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate that. Words of wisdom. So Tuesday, November 24th, 12 to 1. Be there. You don't want to miss it. I'll be talking about, I'll be giving a piece on development. I've invited another guest to come in, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that you need to know. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to connect with other like-minded people for connection, engagement, and development. So check in the comments field. I just dropped it in there for you. Click on the link, and we will see you on Tuesday. So that's about it for now. I hope this 30 minutes was helpful for you. Join us on the 6th, December 6th. That is our 25th episode celebration. And we're going to call it 30 times 2. We'll have some of our previous guests on. We'll be doing some giveaways, and we'll be dropping some more knowledge. And we're also talking about where we'll be going next as a show. Thank you. Continue to spread the good word. Continue to share this broadcast. And if someone didn't see it live, make sure that they watch it in replay. We stream live to Facebook and YouTube. And then we also in replay on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. So thank you. Remember, be safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. May God continue to bless you and bless your family. Have a great Thanksgiving if you are in the US. For Canadians, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving on your Thanksgiving Day. Be blessed. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.